Hello, Happy New Year. I have not filmed or edited yet this year, but it feels really good to be back. I took a couple of weeks off over Christmas and the New Year, and it was so lovely, honestly. And it feels really good to be in the headspace of being able to take time offline and not feel like I'm like jeopardizing anything, I guess. I think earlier on in my YouTube career, maybe it felt that way. Like I constantly had to be posting or creating something. And I guess that might come with the territory of doing this for as long as I have now, that like my well-being is a priority, and that time off, I just know how important it is to avoid burnout. Today is January 6th here in New Zealand. I'm always a day ahead of everybody in the US, and it is 10:48 in the morning. It's already been quite an eventful morning, good things and bad things. I spilt my coffee all over the couch this morning, but the good thing is when we bought the couch, they gave us this upholstery kit that, a spot kit that kind of like helps with if anything spills. So I used that right away and it looks amazing, like it never happened. So that's good news. Bad news that turned into good news. So the couch is fine. It was like this much coffee and it was just like all over a cushion of the couch. And I was just like, what a great way to start the day. I had my therapy video session first thing this morning, which was so lovely. And then Alex and I had a video call together with somebody that lives in LA about a project that we are working on. And I went in, as I do every morning, and checked in on all of our little creatures. I said hi to the ducks and to Wilson, and I checked on some of the apples to see how they're doing. We have several apple trees that are producing beautiful apples right now, so it's just kind of like keeping up with them and seeing how they're growing. The last time that we caught up with each other, we were bringing all of our boxes from storage into the house after a year of waiting and having them in storage. So it's been so incredibly nice to have a couch and a bed and finally feel like we're in. We have a room just absolutely filled with boxes that we need to start going through, but we're kind of like just now getting back on our feet here in the new year. A lot was going on for us around Christmas time, and for those of you who watch my husband's channel, Alex's channel, you may have seen the video of him talking about going back to the US due to a family emergency and how that ended up not really panning out. We had a change of plans, obviously, because I'm here right now in New Zealand. So that was a bit of a wild ride, to say the least. And sorry to just kind of skim over it like that, but I will tell you guys more about it later on in the vlog. But for now, we're going to go into town to get a rug for underneath the dining room table, because we have a dining room table now. The one that we had in LA, which I love, and it's just been so nice. It feels so much more like a home. And I also would really like to find a planner for 2022. So let's go into town. This little guy has been sleeping pretty much all morning because early this morning, Alex went on a bike ride and Lonka followed along, ran about 3 miles, and has just been pooped ever since. He had the biggest smile on his face afterwards, but he's just been like so sleepy from it. You're gonna sleep all day, huh? Nice workout, eh? It's pretty strange weather today. It's overcast and then it gets sunny, and then it's overcast and then it gets sunny again. It's been so beautiful here lately, like so sunny. As you guys can see, I have a bit of a tan, which is nice, but I am wearing this little green overcoat today just because it is a bit chilly when the clouds come over, and then it'll be like nice and sunny and it'll just be like a nice sunny day. So this is good because I can like take it off if it's sunny or whatever. And then I've got my little pants that I finally got back from my box of stuff. These are like just such comfortable, like bigger pants that, yeah, they've got this cool zip on them. I got them, I think, thrifting like a long time ago. It started raining pretty bad when we were in town. We ended up not finding a rug. We need to do some measurements again, because I think the measurements we got originally were a little bit off. And there aren't really any rugs as big as what we need in stores, so I actually think I might have to order something online. I did, though, pick up a planner. I've got my pen in it. There we go. It's just a nice little black and gold planner. And we also picked up this Jerusalem cookbook, which is a favorite in Alex's family. It's a great cookbook and it inspires him a lot with cooking, so that will be nice. Are you excited about it?
Yeah, super delicious Mediterranean recipes, Otto Lengi. If you get one Otto Lengi cookbook, this is the one.
So we'll make a lot of delicious recipes from that, and I'm gonna get home and do some just relaxing rainy day planning and probably just like pick up the house a little bit. We also picked up some more hangers. We're gonna be getting our closet built probably next week sometime. So we're not gonna be getting it built. Alex and I are going to try to take it on together, which means mostly Alex will get it built. But we need to kind of read the instructions and stuff like that because it's a DIY closet situation, but there's currently like nothing in the closet space in our bedroom, so it's going to be like built from scratch primarily, but using kind of this like closet kit organization system that we got. Today turned out to be quite a cozy summer day, which is nice, and I'll just probably light some candles, have a cup of tea, and get a little bit of planning done in my planner. It was interesting when I was in there trying to find a planner because I noticed that New Zealand does planners a little bit differently, or maybe just this store that I was in looking at planners, but it's all weekly, which is interesting. I normally love the planners that have like the month and the squares along of each week, so you can like write in the squares, but I actually think I might like this because it has the date and then it has times, so it says like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., all the way to 5 p.m. So I can schedule my days out by time, which is really nice for appointments, or if you like want to schedule your work day out as well. Jotting some stuff down in the planner, which feels really nice. I always feel like starting off the year with a good planner always feels good. It just gets you started off on the right foot, and hopefully I'll use it all year long. And I have just walked into the room that has all of our boxes, and it is pretty overwhelming because we have opened up some of the boxes already to just get like random things that we needed or wanted right now. So it's a bit of a disaster in here. I might try to tidy this up right now just a little bit and kind of maybe open up some boxes, put aside certain things so that we know kind of what's happening in here right now because whew, it's disaster in here. Stuff from the US, which is nice because we really do need quite a bit of storage space, especially since we plan on renovating the mudroom as soon as we're finished renovating the bathroom. The bathroom is getting done in January. We're getting the house rewired on like the 17th of January. So there's a lot coming up this month in terms of renovations, just for some updates for you guys. So that will be cool. It'll be a big project in January, February for all of those things to get done. And then we'll end up working on the mudroom. But we need storage space in the laundry slash mudroom. I don't know if you guys call it mudroom where we are. We call it the mudroom here just because it's the room where, like, if you're coming off of the homestead, off of the farm, and you're coming inside, you can just like take your gumboots off in there. You'd like go in there to get an umbrella, to put your umbrella down, to preserve your fruits, like storage area in that. All of the preserving jars will stay there. The laundry's there. There's a sink in there to like, you know, wash Lanka if we need to, his paws or like whatever. Like it was the room that I stored like Wolson's milk replacer. It's kind of like the workroom, washroom that has a bathroom in it too, which is really nice. It's going to be such a beautiful, useful space as soon as we get a renovation in there. We know kind of what we want to do in there too, like a coat rack and like a place to put shoes and all that good stuff. But for now, it's just kind of chaos and there's just a lot of storage in there. So it'll be nice to like grab these storage pieces that we brought from LA and use them in that room and probably like label them for now until we get into the renovations and have like a better organization system. We have been working away for the last couple of hours. I've been cleaning and organizing the mudroom. Alex has been out in the garage. He's back in the mudroom now, cleaning up like some of the painting stuff that we were working on at the end of the year. As we unpack things, we start realizing, okay, we have this to store, you know, some of the stuff that we have around the house in, and then like it makes you want to clean the space that you're organizing just because it's the start of the year. And so much happened at the end of last year that it just feels good to kind of like start fresh and new and like rethink some of the spaces that have just been kind of like working zones for a while. So that's been feeling really good and we've just had to like focus in on that. I am starting with some dinner right now. I have some water boiling. That's what that like ticking noise is. If you hear it, I have some water going right now. I'm going to do a pasta. I'm gonna do a zucchini mushroom pesto pasta, which I'm really excited about. I always love pesto pastas. This zucchini is from the garden. I used half of it for my chocolate chip zucchini bread recipe that I shared with you guys on Instagram. On Instagram, I will sometimes share just quick, easy recipes that I love. So if you are not following me on Instagram, you can find me here and you can check out some of my recipes. But that is my all-time favorite go-to cozy recipe is my chocolate chip zucchini bread. I used half of this for that. It's always good when you have a zucchini that just goes wild and gets a little bit too big to throw it in and make a zucchini bread. It's fantastic. So if you've got zucchini going crazy, that's a really great thing to do with it. I really love this like bucket of pesto. I can't wait till our basil is, you know, really producing in our garden. We pretty much had like a basil tree when we were living in Los Angeles, which was so nice. I would like pull huge bundles of basil off and make just a ton of pesto all of the time. But because our basil's not producing yet here, because we've just planted it recently, I've been using this pesto that I get from More Wilson, which is a market that I really love here in New Zealand. There's only like 2 of them. We feel really lucky that we have one near us. And I think I'll throw in some cherry tomatoes in there too. So mushroom, zucchini, cherry tomatoes, fusilli pasta, and yeah, I think it'll be really good. So let's get started on dinner. About what we're going to have for dinner, we always just think about what we have and we try to come up with a recipe that, like when we go to the grocery store, we sometimes want to try specific recipes, so we'll get the ingredients for it. But as the week goes on, we'll be like, well, what do we want to have now? And so we'll just look at what we have, because Alex and I both get such satisfaction out of finishing stuff. in the fridge. It just like is so, yeah, satisfying to be like, okay, oh my gosh, we ate all of our mushrooms, we ate all of our tomato, you know, anything that we pick up from the market, it just feels so good to finish it all. Alex always makes this breakfast dish that he calls lo que hay, which means what there is. And so he'll like throw in eggs. It's pretty much like a scramble with just like whatever's left, like towards the end of like our grocery run or, you know, whatever. So it's the lo que hay pasta tonight. But actually, like I already knew I wanted to do a mushroom and zucchini pasta when we were at the market, so it's not that far off. I'm just adding in these cherry tomatoes because they really need to be used. And I love halves of cherry tomatoes in with pesto. So, delish. Oh, I left this on. I didn't even realize it was still recording. I was like clearing off the table so we have a place to eat. Hello, you startled me. Alex just grabbed some fresh parsley from the garden that I will garnish with at the end. It's like an Italian parsley. And I like to just have these. Sometimes I'll have the halves. I might do that with this dish. Yeah, I'm gonna have the halves. You know, Alex doesn't really like as juicy of a tomato. He likes tomato, but he doesn't like it to like be super juicy in there. So if I have the half, I think he'll like it a little bit better. I could just eat like, I love tomatoes so much. You really can't have pasta without freshly shredded Parmesan. Gorgeous. That is looking just delish. I always feel like the trick to dinner for me is I'm just so visual, so I love to make a dish look beautiful, because if it tastes good, that's awesome. If it looks beautiful and tastes good, that's brilliant. So that's why I really love doing a freshly grated parm, because I feel like it looks so beautiful, so like delicate. And then the parsley on top from the garden is fresh in there, and the tomato, and oh, it just, the Italian in me gets very excited about any sort of pasta. So there we go, ready. Good morning. I am boiling some water right now, as you can probably hear. And I'm gonna make a pour over coffee because I finally was able to unpack our little pour over. So I've got this little pour over guy, and then these little Chemex little square guys. If I can get it open, I'm still like half asleep. There we go. Alex usually takes lead on coffee like the majority of the time, but kind of forgot how to do this. I don't remember. You're supposed to like fold it a special way inside here. I think it's like is that it? Yeah. Yeah. There we go. So that it doesn't have a hole like that. And you can't really even see it really. Yeah, you can. It's just super bright. But yeah, Alex usually takes the lead on coffee in the mornings, the majority of the time. But this morning he was in bed and he was like, "You take lead on coffee," and I was like, "You got it." I've got this big old guy of coffee. And then I'm gonna put it in here. And then you pour the water over. And it's quite aesthetically pleasing, if you ask me. Getting back on my feet in terms of work stuff. I have a campaign that I'm working on for Instagram, so I had to create a reel and some stories for that, which is really nice. It's nice to start the year off with some work, and I just kind of wanted to chat with you guys about what's been on my mind in terms of what you guys can expect from me this year on my channel, and just kind of how I've been feeling about things lately. When I look back on last year, and this is kind of something that's been on my heart for a while that I wanted to express to you guys for a while, I felt like the last year I wasn't really able to fully embrace everything that I wanted to in terms of content, meaning like when I was living back in LA, it was really easy for me to like share recipes from the garden and stuff like that, and a lot of home stuff, how to cozy up your home and all of that stuff. And I am starting to feel like now I'm able to get back to that, which is really exciting. It feels like a new spark. 2021 for us was a roller coaster. It was all about finding home. You know, we moved countries, which was a journey in itself. We bought a home, which was a whole other journey in itself, and putting several offers in, and then finally getting this house, and then having to wait to actually be able to come into the house, and then getting here and having to do so much before it was like really livable for us. And now we're in a place now where everything really feels like it's aligning and we can kind of come into our own again, and that's how I'm feeling. And I'm really inspired. I'm so excited to kind of get into what this land and this home offers in terms of just our personal private life here, but also the content that I share with you guys and the journey that I share along with you guys, and also just bringing value to you guys where I can, like in terms of how you can cozy up a home, garden content and recipe content, and just all around the homestead, keeping you guys in the loop and updated on everything that's kind of going on around here, because it's been really cool to have you guys along on this entire journey back from when I was living in LA to now. It's like the dreams that I had when we were living in LA with our little garden and just dreaming of living a life like this. It's here, and it's kind of mind-blowing. Speaking of highs and lows and kind of the duality of life, if you guys have not already, Alex talked about on his channel what happened recently for us and for Alex's family over the holidays. We were supposed to be going back to the States due to a family emergency. We were not originally planning on going home for the holidays just due to the border and COVID, and New Zealand still being in a position where it's not easy to fly in and out of New Zealand. Really, you can't fly in and out of New Zealand unless you are a citizen or a partner of a citizen, or if you have some special visa. We were going to kind of just head out last minute due to a family emergency. We're keeping it private because that person wants to keep it private, and we want to respect that, of course. A family member is ill, and we were flying home to be there as that family member undergoes treatment. We found out the day before we were leaving that we were not going to be able to re-enter the time that we thought we were. So the whole mindset was, okay, at the time we were able to re-enter to New Zealand on February 16th or 15th. So we were flying back when the border was opening back up for us to be able to re-enter. But we found out the day before our flight that they announced that that was being extended. And I don't even think that they gave a new date. It was just sort of like, this is, we're not opening it up when we said we would, due to just everything that's going on in the world. And this is like, no, I'm not being political here and saying like, I think this is right or wrong or anything like that. I personally think that New Zealand has done an excellent job at keeping the country safe from COVID. For us, we just kind of had to reflect, decide with family what the best thing for us to do was at the time, and we decided with family that it made the most sense for us to not come now and kind of hold a beat here. Luckily and fortunately, that family member is doing really well right now, so there is not an emergency as there was when we originally had booked our ticket. It was a little bit more like rocky during that time, so that is good news, and we'll find out more as time progresses, and as time goes on, we will figure out when's the best time for us to go back and visit and be there for an extended period of time, to be there for family and stuff like that. That being said, we are here for the time being. Everything with that family member is going well right now, and it feels like it sort of, we found out the day before we were leaving for a reason. I'm a strong believer in divine timing and there being reasons why things work out the way that they do. And so we feel that wholeheartedly. Sometimes the easiest decisions that we make are the ones that we don't even really have to make. They just kind of unfold the way that they're supposed to, and it kind of tells you that you're supposed to be making this choice and you're supposed to be going in this direction, and that's kind of how we felt. So that was a bit of a whirlwind because we were literally in Wellington, packed for 6 weeks in America to go take our flight out. We had Lanka at the place that he was going to be at for the 6 weeks. He was going to be at a homestead. We reached out to so many different people to figure out a beautiful dog stay. He wasn't going to be in a kennel. He was just going to be socialized and have a wonderful time. We dropped him off there. We went to Wellington. We were literally leaving the next day, and then we found out the change in the border restrictions. So for Christmas, we ended up doing our original plan, which was to stay here in New Zealand, be with Alex's Kiwi family on his dad's side. As most of you guys know, Alex's dad is a Kiwi. He was born and raised here. That's why Alex has citizenship. And yeah, we had our first Kiwi Christmas, and it was wonderful and lovely and just such a great time. And then for New Year's, we were with friends. We had such a good time as well. Our neighbor's friend had a paddock palooza where we all got together and had this kind of small festival type of outdoor New Year's with live music, and it was just so much fun. So I haven't shared the details of that anywhere. I was really private on Instagram and YouTube. On YouTube, I was taking a break, but also at the same time, when things like that happen in life, I personally I like to go through things privately and kind of work through them privately before blasting them to the internet. I've kind of always been that way, and I feel like that's what's always kept me really grounded in this work, because being on social media and sharing all the intimate details of your life can really burn you out. And there's a lot of reasons why we decide to do the things that we do. We've been on social media since 2014. And so over the years and just with age and stuff, we've just come to realize that there are things that we keep private, but after we go through them, we kind of update you guys and stuff like that. I wanted this vlog in particular to kind of just be a catch up, to bring you guys up to speed about what's going on and about what has gone on and about what's going to be going on here. We are back to the grind of getting this house in order. We're going to be building the closet next week. We're going to be hanging up home decor, and still just, we have 2 rooms that haven't even been, even our bedroom hasn't even been complete. So, we have still so much, so much to do. It's a bit overwhelming, but we're taking it all day by day. And yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed, tell you that I appreciate you so much and that I never ever take you guys for granted. And I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for being there in here for me last year, like in just the craziness of it all. You guys have been so supportive and just have been honestly by my side all along the way. And I appreciate the love and just the encouragement and everything so much. It was just such a whirlwind, and I just wanted you guys to know that I appreciate you so much. I will see you very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.